Intro to ASL, Lesson 12. Intro to ASL, Lesson 12. Out and about, prepositions and actions. Places. Home. You're going to make a pinched O handshake. It is going to tap first on your chin and then up higher on your cheekbone. I remember it as home is where you eat and where you sleep. Home. Home. Church. With your non-dominant hand, you're going to make an S handshake. Put that palm down. You're going to make a C handshake with your dominant hand and tap it twice. Church. I remember this sign by thinking of the sign rock. The church is built upon the rock. Church. School. 2 open 5 handshakes. Non-dominant hand palm up. Tap twice. School. Park. For this word, you are just going to spell, and then you could do kind of a area motion afterwards. So P, and upside down K, A, R, K, area. Park. Street. You're going to make 2 open B handshakes. Set them on the ground. I don't know, they're not as high as the sign for hallway, but not as flat as the sign for river, just street. About here at shoulder height is good. Street. Unlike hallway, where your hands get closer together, for this sign, they're just going to stay same distance away from each other. Street. Street. Zoo. For zoo, you are just going to fingerspell. Z-O-O. Zoo. Hotel. For hotel, we are going to make a hotel sign. You are going to use your non-dominant hand in a 1 hand shape as a signpost. Make an H hand shape with your dominant hand. This is going to sit, I'm going to show you from behind. So your index finger is going to sit right on these first knuckles. And then you're just going to wiggle that letter H a couple times. So you could think of the hotel sign blinking, inviting people in. Hotel. Hotel. Yard. This is another sign that you will just fingerspell. And you can also add that backyard, front yard type of a motion to it. Y-A-R-D. Yard, or yard. Outside. So you are going to, with your dominant hand, start in an open 5 handshake. You're going to move it out into a pinched O handshake and repeat this twice. Outside. 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 Inside. So you're going to make an O handshake with your non-dominant hand, and you're going to put a pinched O hand shape inside. For inside, like I don't like to go outside, I prefer to be inside, you're going to use a double motion. The word in has 1 motion. Inside is a double motion. Inside. Inside. Vehicles. Airplane. You're going to make the I love you handshake, and this is going to do a double motion. Airplane. You remember words like sit versus chair, where sit is the verb and chair is the noun. How chair has that double motion and sit has the one motion. Same thing for airplane, having two motions, airplane, versus fly, which is one smooth motion. Airplane. Fly. Airplane. Airplane. Car. You are just going to grab your steering wheel and give it a little tiny corrections. Car. Truck. There are two signs for truck. The first one you can do is instead of your little itty bitty car steering wheel, you can just grab a bigger wheel. Get your truck going. Yeah, you gotta. Truck. Truck. The second sign that you can use for truck is with two slightly bent B hand shapes. Your non-dominant hand is going to be in front, and with the middle finger of your dominant hand, you're just going to tap the back of your wrist twice, kind of like the cab of a truck and how the back connects onto it. Truck. Truck. Bus. Two signs for this also. You can fingerspell B-U-S. It kind of moves in a little bit of a circle. Bus. Bus. Or you can sign with two B hand shapes, non-dominant hand on the bottom, and your dominant hand is just going to tap on top twice. I like to think of one of those double-decker buses. Bus. Bus. Motorcycle. Reach your hands out and grab the two handlebars of your motorcycle. And with your dominant hand, you're just going to do a little twist as you rev up your engine. Motorcycle. Motorcycle. Train. For this, you're going to make two U hand shapes. Non-dominant hand will be palm down. And then your dominant hand is going to sit on top of that and move it back and forth. You can kind of think of it like a chug movement, you know? Like that. Train. Train. Prepositions and words that describe where. In. Like we discussed before, for inside, in just has the one movement. In. With an O hand shape and a pinched O hand shape. In. In. Out. So for out, you're going to start with your hands in. They'll kind of form right here instead of you going, you know, out. So you form your hands together into your O hand shape and your pinched O hand shape, and then you pull something out of the box. Out. It doesn't always mean something is in a box, but it's an easier concept. Out. On. So two open B hand shapes, non-dominant hand palm down, your dominant hand is just going to tap on top of it. On. On. Top. So for top, your non-dominant hand is going to turn upwards And then with the middle part of your hand here, you are just going to tap on top of your fingertips. Be careful not to like stab yourself with your nails. Just warning. Top. Top. Above. So for above, your non-dominant hand is going to go palm down. Your dominant hand is going to move in counterclockwise circles above it. So counterclockwise means going to the right first, then to the left, then to the right, then to the left, above. Above. Over. All right, so for over, you are going to do a bent handshake. Your dominant hand is going to start beside your non-dominant hand and then move over it. Over. Over. Okay, that was over. Sorry, I have my directions wrong. So facing in like that next to each other. And then your dominant hand is going to move over your non-dominant hand. Over. All right, below or under. For this, there are 3 different signs. You can use a sign that is the opposite of the sign for above. So remember, above. Do the same thing, but with your dominant hand below or under your non-dominant hand. Below. Above. Below. You can sign, this is kind of the less than concept, under. So dominant hand is going to start touching the bottom of your non-dominant hand, and then it's just going to move down. Below or under. Another concept that you can use is a 10 handshake and just hiding it under your non-dominant hand. So she hid under the blanket could be signed this way. Under. For simplicity's sake, you can just sign below or under for now. Above, below. All right, bottom. Not that one. So same as below or under, you can use this sign, that less than concept. So dominant hand starting below your non-dominant hand and just moving down. Or the sign for under that is the opposite of above. Under, below, opposite of above, you know. Bottom. All right, behind. So for this, you're going to make 2 10 handshakes. Your non-dominant hand is just going to stay still in front of you. Your dominant hand is going to start palm down, and then it is going to come up behind your non-dominant hand. I'm going to show you from this angle. It's just going to come up like this, behind. 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 Between. So for between, your non-dominant hand is going to be in an open V handshake with your palm facing down. Your dominant hand is also going to be in an open V handshake, and it is just going to move back and forth between your wrist and your fingers. Between your wrist and your fingers. Between. Between. Front. For this, you are going to do an open V handshake with your dominant hand. And this is just going to move in front of your face. You can think, it was right in front of my nose the whole time. Front. Front. Middle or center. So for this sign, you are going to do an open B hand shape with your non-dominant hand, palm up. You're going to make a 25 hand shape with your dominant hand. And this is just going to start at your fingertips and go around in a circle to your non-dominant side. So it's going to my left, and then it lands neatly in the middle or the center of your palm. Middle. Center. All right. Near. So for this, you're going to make 2 bent B hand shapes. Your non-dominant hand is just going to stay still in front of you like this. And your dominant hand is going to come up and get very near to it. Near. Near. Next to or beside. For this, you are going to make 2 tin hand shapes. Let me just check and teach it to you right. I was going to teach it wrong again. My goodness. All right. So 2 flat hands, pinkies side down, or 2 tin hand shapes. Okay. I'm not crazy. All right. Your non-dominant hand is going to stay put, and your dominant hand is going to go from an almost touching or touching and just hop over to the side. So here is the purple cup, and beside it is your favorite blue cup. Next to or beside. Or if you are talking about something being on this side of something, you could move your non-dominant hand. It would be appropriate situationally then, but in general, next to or beside. Over an obstacle. So for this sign, you are going to use an open B, non-dominant hand. Non-dominant hand, open B hand shape. All right. That's going to be palm down, and this is your obstacle. So with your dominant hand, you're going to make an open B hand shape with your pinky down, and this is just going to go over your non-dominant hand. Over an obstacle. Good. To go under an obstacle, you are going to make the same obstacle shape with your non-dominant hand, but instead of your pinky being down on your dominant hand, you're going to turn that palm down, and it is just going to slip under your non-dominant hand. Under. To go under an obstacle. Through. So for this, you are going to make that live long and prosper hand shape, or an 5 hand shape would be fine. You are going to take an open B hand shape with your dominant hand and just slide it in between your ring finger and your middle finger. Through. So through or through. Through. Up. For the sign for up, you are just going to point up. Not too complicated. Down, however, is an extremely complicated. Down. Up. Down. Pretty easy. All right, verbs. come, come. So you're going to make two slightly bent one-hand shapes. Your palms are going to face you. Your non-dominant hand is going to be slightly below your dominant hand. These are going to reach out in the direction that you're talking about. Like if my friend is over here and I want them to come here, come. Come here. That. Come. Come. Go. So for go, you are just going to flip your hands so your palms are facing out. You're going to start closest to your body and then point in the direction that you want to go. Like, go over there. Go. Or I want to go to Washington, D.C. again. That. Bring. So for bring, you are going to make two pinched O hand shapes, palms up. You're going to move them in the direction that you were bringing something. So, hey mom, can you bring me that? Bring. 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 Bring me. Bring you. Get. For get, you are just going to get your grabby hands ready. Grab something. Get. 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 Put. For put, you are going to use two pinch O hand shapes again, but instead of these being palm up, you're going to turn them palm down, and you're going to put something where you want it. Like here's the shelf, we're going to put it on the shelf. Put. Put. Help. For help, your non-dominant hand is going to be an open B hand shape, palm up. You're going to make a 10 hand shape with your dominant hand. Set this in your palm and lift it a couple times. Help. Help. Or it could also be a tapping motion. Help. Help. Look. For look, you're going to make a 2 hand shape. Start it right beside your eye, kind of on your cheekbone, and just move it towards what you're wanting someone to look at. Speaking of look, so in English grammar, because English is a spoken language, I could say, look, a bird. And you would turn your head, and then you would hear me say, a bird. You go, oh, okay, I am looking for a bird. I see the bird. But in ASL, if someone said, look, and you turned your head to look, and then they were signing a bird, you're not going to see it in the corner of your eye. And so in ASL grammar, you would say what you're wanting them to look for first, and then tell them to look. You go, bird, look. That. So just interesting grammar. But ride. So like to ride in a car or a different vehicle, you are going to make a C hand shape and then a upside down U hand shape. Sit your U hand shape on your thumb and pull it forwards. Ride. This is my dominant hand, this is my non-dominant hand. Ride. Ride. Stay. For stay, you're going to make 2 Y hand shapes. You're going to start them palms out and move them so your palms are facing down. So you're going to just move like this. Stay. Stay. Walk. 2 open B hand shapes. Palms down. You don't want to be walking on the sides of your feet or on your toe. I know walking on your toes is fun, but you don't want to walk wonkety. So nice flat feet. And they are going to move this back and forth alternating motion. Walk. Walk. Take. You are just going to reach one hand out, grab something, bring it to you. Take. 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 Went. For went, you will just sign go, but you would be establishing the time that you went, like yesterday I go to the store would mean yesterday I went to the store. Go. Or went. Other words. Don't or not. You're going to make an A handshake. Push your thumb under your chin, and without scraping against your chin, you're just going to move it forwards. Not. Not. Seatbelt. You're going to make 2 H handshakes and just buckle them around your waist. Seatbelt. Or you could show buckling up, like how this kind of goes this way, and then you also have the lap belt and the action of buckling it. Can't. For can't, you're going to make 2 one handshakes. Your non-dominant hand is going to be palm down, and your dominant hand is just going to come down and gently brush the tip of your finger here. You can see. It's just going to brush it gently. If you are worried about hurting your hands, you can just slide by if you need to. It does do this little bump, but don't like come crashing down on your finger. It's very much like the tip of your finger, and it kind of bends. Can't. Can't. Elevator. So you're going to make a wall. That's an open B hand shape with your non-dominant hand. Your dominant hand is going to be an E. It is going to start at the bottom, move up, and then back down. Elevator. Elevator. Have 2 open bent B hand shapes. And these are just going to move in kind of towards your armpits. It's kind of like the sign for animal, but just a more of a single movement without the wiggling. Trip or travel. So you're going to do a bent V handshake. Start this in front of you. And it's just going to move up and around in a little half circle. Trip. Trip. All right, that's it for lesson 12. Good job and keep practicing.